Shahid Iqbal, who is the creative director, made it possible to give the design aspect and the beautiful ambience, and the production director, the youngest brother of mine, Arshad, who really made it happen. I cannot name all, but there is one person I would like to definitely thank who really burned the midnight oil, and that is Tanzeelur Rahman, who was with the printer day in and day out. There are several people, please excuse me, I will not be able to name each one of you. Media will play a very critical role to ensure that it gets the desired coverage, and I hope it will be done graciously. I can't complete my speech without thanking my mother, who, like all other memorable occasions, has graced this occasion with her presence. She is not so well, though. Her prayers and good wishes have always been with us, and she has been a beacon of light for us, and she has given us the strength to move forward in today's very, very tough times. We have, unfortunately, despite seeing all the excitement in life, because of the downturn in the market globally, and specifically because of Pakistan's political and law and order situation, I had to cut down 60% of my workforce. And I'm sure we will continue this mission with her blessings and the support of all my friends and professionals and those who have been with us, like the representatives from PARCO, Rashid Jang Saab, Tariq Rizavi Saab, they have been with us for always. Jimmy, I am really grateful to you for giving this honor, and thank you all. I have been really looking forward to meet all of you. Thank you.
I now have the privilege of calling on the stage S.M. Shahid Saab, who has been primarily a music lover, but has been associated with almost 30 plus books, not only on music but on other subjects as well. He is the editor of the book, and he's written some really good books. Classical music of the subcontinent is one of them. He's written books on Mehdi Hasan, Noor Jahan, Tufail Niazi, Kamal Das Gupta, to name a few. And of course, he's also penned the immortal film songs based on rags. Shahid Saab, can you please come on the stage and share with us your experience of editing this book? S.M. Shahid.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is one thing to fancy a painting, even persuade yourself to buy one, but it's quite another to admire it after knowing what is behind the work of art and why you fell in love with it. I was lucky to have the privilege of spending some time in the company of well-known painters, and this association much enriched my life. But it had never occurred to me that I would be entrusted with the task of editing a book on painting. I therefore consider myself fortunate to have been asked by the author and the publisher of In Search of My Master to contribute my bit in this ambitious endeavor. It has been an exciting experience to be a part of this project, more so because this excitement, besides other things, lit the fire of inquiry, the quest for some insight into the subject. Let me share with you what I have understood about Jimmy Engineer and his work. For first of all, who is this tall, lanky, bearded fellow always on the move? Is he a marathon runner? No, he is a painter. But what kind of painter? To categorize him, let us say he is a realist, not a symbolist or a cubist. But hasn't he done some abstract painting as well? Yes, but he is basically a realist. Is he a realist in the way the European realists of the Renaissance period were? Or does he have his roots closer home, say in the miniature tradition? Well, he has benefited from both, since in the matter of detail, he follows both the Renaissance masters and the miniature masters. At the same time, he is different in more ways than one. Both the Renaissance painters and the miniaturists painted within confined spaces like palaces, churches, etc. Jimmy paints out in the open in natural light. That is one. The other major difference is that while the old masters painted nobility and royalty and their attributes and regalia, Jimmy paints ordinary people and ordinary situations. Then, since Jimmy paints out in the open in the natural light, does that mean he is in some way closer to the Impressionists? Yes and no. Yes, because he uses light with an abandon akin to theirs, and no, because his canvases are large, encompassing life in its various shades and aspects. And what is most noticeable, he introduces an element of human tragedy in his work. In short, Jimmy inherits the best of both the Western and Eastern artistic experience, both old and modern. An eye for detail, thanks mainly to his guru, Sheikh Shuja, the great miniaturist of the Delhi school, and larger-than-life characters from the old masters. But all said and done, his acute sensitivity to the human condition is all his and his alone. Ironically, and judging by present day standards, most of the great masters of the West, though being on the center stage of the art movement and producing masterpieces, remained a sad lot. From frightening diseases to insanity, they lived in poverty. Most of them died unsung. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, we are living in a kind of a new golden period of art. There are thriving art galleries across the country. We see painters' work being exhibited at these galleries, even being acquired at enormous prices. And we see books on leading painters being written and published. Do you know Marjorie Hussain alone has to her credit more than a dozen publications. Her coffee table books on Rabia Zubairi, Anna Molka Ahmad, Bashir Mirza, Jamil Naqsh, Ahmad Parvez, Ali Imam, Iqbal Hussain, Colin David, and now Jimmy Engineer bear testimony to this great accomplishment. What is exciting, most of these books have been published while the painters bask in the sunshine of their success, their work being appreciated and bought by connoisseurs at handsome prices. So this is certainly a very productive and prosperous period for art in Pakistan, a renaissance of sort. But this is largely due to an enhanced public awareness of the importance of art in life, inspiring more and more individuals and seek access to fine art. At the same time, it has been gratifying to see big organizations like Parco, Bank Al-Falah, ICI, Merck, Marker, and others playing their part in the promotion of art by sponsoring books. I wish and hope more corporate sponsorship of books on paintings, music, and literature will be forthcoming in the future. Here I would like to compliment Parvez Iqbal for taking his first giant leap forward as a publisher and coming out unscathed with flying colors. In this backdrop, ladies and gentlemen, we have assembled here not today to celebrate the work of Jimmy Engineer, the man who has not only enriched us with his art, but also with his commitment to social work. Not many artists can claim to have achieved this dual distinction. Not many could claim to have earned the love and gratitude of even those millions who have, interestingly and unluckily, nothing to do with art. I thank you for your patience.
I would now like to invite the writer, Marjorie Hussain, who is extremely well known in the art circles in Pakistan. Not only has she written more than a dozen books, but her articles have appeared in numerous newspapers and journals in Pakistan. She has curated art exhibitions from Pakistan in New Delhi, in Germany, and in the UK, and has also lectured on Pakistani art and artists in the UK and Singapore. She has written about past and present artists and has recorded their achievements spectacularly. जब हम किसी खातून की बात करते हैं, ये भी कहना ज़रूरी होगा कि परवेज़ इकबाल हैज़ बीन सक्सेसफुल. ये अभी मेरे पास आए, कहने लगे ये सारा प्रोजेक्ट तो मैंने कर लिया, लेकिन बीवी का नाम लेना भूल गया. Shazia Iqbal has been extremely supportive to Parvez. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for Shazia. Marjorie will share with us her experience of writing this book. ये किताब जो है, ये भी मैं आपको बताता चलूँ, अभी तक इस पे बात नहीं हुई. This is 600 pages plus. This book is 600 pages plus and reflects different phases of Jimmy's life and work and art. Marjorie, can you please come and share with us your experience writing this book?
Thank you, Mr. Zahir. I would first of all like to congratulate Mr. Jimmy. Well done, Jimmy. Mr. Parvez Iqbal, Shahid Saab, and the team. And, you know, writing can be a very lonely profession because, you know, it's there you are, getting on with it, as George Bernard Shaw had a wooden hut at the end of his garden. He used to go in the hut and write. So usually writers have a rather solitary profession, but this book has been totally different because this book was really a teamwork. It was a team who put it together, and it was a wonderful time. And it's been very exciting, really, because you know, we were trying not to let Jimmy's social work come into the book too much, because although I've known Jimmy many years and I've witnessed so many good deeds he's done, his kindness, his care for people, his genuine goodness, and so it's very hard to write about his work, his painting, without things creeping in. So I think here and there they have come into the book. You know, you can't sort of avoid that. And one day there'll have to be a book about his social crusading, I think. But this is an evening we were waiting for so long, and now it's come, and I shall always remember it and remember the wonderful times we had. Mr. Parvez Iqbal would call us, we'd get together and talk about the book, and then he would show us the development on the computer, what is happening and how many pages are coming through. And I think, although I've seen Jimmy's work, of course, through the years, and because it's so large, it's difficult to take it all in an exhibition, but through the book, you know, the partition paintings are divided into sections, so each section is on a page, and one can see the wonderful miniature elements in the work. And of course Jimmy had studied miniature painting with Sheikh Shujullah in NCA, but the detail is so amazing that I really have no words. You know, art is a visual thing, really. You can't express it in words. I'd just like to say